Hi everyone, this is Rachel Metzler from Wisconsin Valley Library Service. Today I'm going to show you how to search in Aspen for articles and databases. So when you're at the Aspen homepage, the first thing you're going to want to do is use this drop down here that right now says in Library Catalog and drop it down to articles and databases. Then you can do your search. I'm going to start with a keyword search and click search. Aspen will populate your search results, and there'll be some options for things to do with these results. So I'm just going to scroll through and let's take a look at what we have here. So some articles here are catching my search, and I have an Explore More box. This is actually taking me to catalog results within our system. So if I were to click on one of these, it will take me to the record for this item, and I could request this book. I'm going to go back to my articles search. So this is a lot of results, and it's a lot to look through. But what happens on the left-hand side is some opportunities to narrow your results. And there are a lot of databases that we are being connected to through the EBSCO API that are provided to us by BadgerLink. And so, you know, it may be that you know one of these databases and you can suspect that something there is useful, or you could click on one that has a lot of results and start there. Academic Search Premier is often a good place to start. It's a really generic and sort of wide database. It has a lot of topics included within it. So I'm going to start there and show you some of the things that happen when we choose one database. So what happens now is I'm given some more ways to narrow my results. All of my search results in the center of the screen here are coming from Academic Search Premier. I can sort these by date, newest, date oldest, source, author, or relevance. And then I can also use some of the subject narrowing options here. So if I wanted to narrow by subject, I could do that here. Like maybe I'm interested in the industry, bottled water industry. I can click on that and it'll change my search, bring me different results. I can continue that. I can choose an actual journal that's being housed in Academic Search Premier. I could find something about certain companies. I can also look at the geographic location of something. And this is another subject search. What I'm able to do when I select a certain database is do some more powerful narrowing of my search within that. So let's take a look at this article. Now, if I click on an article, it is going to take me to a place where I need to sign in to Aspen. So I'm using my library card and PIN here to sign into Aspen. And what this is going to do is verify that I am a library user within Wisconsin. And from there, it's going to take me to the EBSCO result and the article. So again, I have access to the full text here. I know about, I have a citation right here that tells me about the article itself, and I can read the article. And then from there, there's power within EBSCO to save articles, email them, print them, and cite them. So your users would have ways to save their results if they get this far and they want to save their article. On the right-hand side, it does tell me that this is provided by BadgerLink for Wisconsin Valley Library Service, so that's another way to know that you've got an article from BadgerLink. So I click right back over to my search results, and if we take a look at a different source, I'm going to let that repopulate here. Let's take a look at green file. Now there's only 30 results, and what green file might have is fewer things. So what happens is when you select your source here to narrow your results, your next options for narrowing your results change based on what's available within that source. So I can change some subjects. I can look at certain journals that are included in green file, and then at this point, there's only 30 articles to kind of look through, and maybe this one is catching my eye. I can click on that, and if I've already signed in, it should go directly to EBSCO to show me that article. And so those are some of the ways to navigate through this. And the sort by is also useful. You can find your newest one, maybe you're interested only in things from the last year or so, this would help you get those things up to the top. One thing to keep in mind when you're doing these searches is depending upon which source you have selected in your filter here, you may have different options in your sort by. So in the case of this resource, if I drop down the sort by, I have more options than we were seeing before. And depending on how many resources you select, the sort by will change. And this has to do with the ability that this resource has to sort. So Aspen is plugging into this resource and sharing with us some of the sorting that they allow. So you may see different things in the sort by option. It may be longer than this or shorter. This one has a lot of options. But just be aware that this sort by does change as you're poking around in different resources. There is another way to see some article results, and it would be if you use this drop down and click over to combined results, and you can do another keyword search. It's going to give you results from, and it takes a minute to bring it all in, but it's going to give you catalog results. Again, we're seeing our results related to bottled water in some way here, and then also on the right hand side we see database results. And this combined results search really works well when you can widen your screen, so it works great on a computer. It's a little harder on a phone because it's narrow and it ends up sort of stacking these results one on top of the other instead of two columns. But it is another way to sort of get a picture of everything that's hitting the very top of your search results, and another option for your patrons if they're doing some research. If you have any questions about this or other Aspen-related topics, please let us know, and thank you for listening.